So I mean to ask you this for a little bit. Do you consider a cyclist a pedestrian?
No.
Okay.
I mean, the prefix "ped" would be to walk.
Or baby.
Or a baby. But petty, is...
Well, that's when you get your toenails done.
I know. It is.
I don't do that either.
You should. Every man should take care of his feet, just like every woman should take care of their feet. The feet are the tires of your body. You balance and rotate the tires in your car, don't you?
No.
Why not?
Costs money.
It costs money, but it's the right thing to do.
You realize at one point I went like 3 years without an oil change in a car.
You go to the dentist, right?
No.
Do you go to the regular doctor?
Occasionally. I am a doctor. I treat myself.
Do you go to...
Dr. Zeke knows what's wrong with Zeke.
Do you go to a medical doctor?
Occasionally.
Yeah. You're a doctor, but I'm talking about an MD.
Rarely. Very rarely.
Like, how do you live? You live in Nashville like you still live in Northwest Georgia.
I don't care where I am located. I'm going to live like I was raised to live, son. But back to my original point.
You do you. The dude abides.
Exactly. The El Duderino.
Hello, everyone. My name is John Edwards, and with me is Zeke Baker, and together we make the Dad's Drinking Bourbon. Wherever you are, whatever time it is, thank you for making us a part of your day. How are you, Zeke Baker?
Or night. They could be making us part of their night.
Yeah, they could. I can't imagine people sitting around at night listening to us two.
I mean, the only thing worse would be seeing our faces.
We do have faces for radio.
And feet for kicking telephone poles.
I came to kick ass and chew bubble gum, and I'm all out of bubble gum.
Should have bought more, buddy.
I want to say, if you haven't got your tickets for Bacon and Barrel already, there are going to be over 40 to 50 bourbons and whiskeys to taste. Over 20 restaurants coming to give bacon and pork inspired food. If you haven't got them already, this Friday night, September 27th, baconandbarrel.com. And then that Saturday, we will be in East Tennessee at the Heritage Days at Old Mill. Zeke, I don't know if you're coming yet. Your better half has not given the A-OK.
That's all between you and her, buds.
I brought it up at your kid's birthday, and I don't know if she's going to come. We'll see. But
even better, what if you got her and then not me?
I bet she'd be a better podcast partner.
Fucking couch.
Check out Old Mill's Heritage Days. It is right next to Old Forge Distillery. That Old Mill restaurant is there. That's pretty damn good. One of us at least will be there on September 28th, the day after Bacon and Barrel. Want to also let you know this podcast is sponsored by CaskCartel.com, changing the industry standard. If you are Zeke and you're a lazy ass sitting on your couch and you got one hand on your iPhone, you want to order some liquor, have it sent directly to your house, go ahead and visit CaskCartel.com. They have everything you need, all of the major standards that you would have in liquor, your Smirnoff vodka, your Wheatley vodka. They have some store picks in there for bourbon, but not a ton of them. You're just going to get some solid stuff, and the convenience of not having to get up, go to the store. You could just sit at home, wait for it to come to you.
Well, it's funny you should mention my passion, quote unquote, for vodka, as well as laziness, because I actually came up with a new concoction recently.
What is it?
So we had some barrel-aged maple syrup, and I got to thinking, I like Caucasians as much as the next person, sometimes even no milk.
That's because you are the living embodiment of the dude.
So I got to tinkering, and I did a somewhat like 50, 25, 25 blend of vodka over ice with barrel-aged syrup with chocolate 1% milk. Son.
How about some Screwball in there? If you're going to put chocolate milk in there, put some Screwball in there.
I wasn't feeling the peanut butter that day.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you, this was a mean concoction. And it was good.
Well, check out caskcartel.com. Also follow them on Instagram at caskcartel. They are changing the industry standard. I'm going to leave it there. I don't want to know about your concoctions anymore.
I can't help you're jealous.
Anyways, let's get to it. Tonight we are talking about Filibuster. It is their first single barrel expression. They have a whole bunch of dual cask expressions. This is their first single barrel. It is 2-year-old bourbon, maybe 2.5, 120 proof, 60% ABV. It was put in number 3 char barrels, fermented for 72 hours. That's all information that's on the back of the bottle. We don't know how much this bottle costs. I'm assuming it's under $50 because, as we were talking about, dual cask is more expensive, especially in that French oak. The dual cask Filibuster comes in at $50. I have to think this is going to be less than that, but we don't know for sure. And thank you very much, Filibuster, for sending this our way, but by no means does it influence our review in any way, shape, or form.
No, and I mean, I would almost think, at least I can vouch for myself here, looking at it and being accustomed to some of those dual cask finishes and trying to facilitate maybe more aging than it necessarily had. You know, looking at this, to me, I just saw, all right, straight single barrel, nothing extra, 2 years. Expectations, admittedly, were not excessively high.
No, I'd agree with that, especially when you say it's a 2-year-old product. I'm like, so how much?
Yeah.
And we didn't even get that far with them to say how much it was. And at this point, it would be 1 o'clock in the morning in Washington, D.C. So I'm not going to give the good folks over at Filibuster a call and ask them.
Maybe they have a support line.
1-800-FILIBUSTER.
Too many letters.
So, Zeke, what do you think about this one?
Honestly, and I try not to tip the hand too much to begin with, but it was surprisingly and interesting and I thought a good pour. Let's see, nose-wise, to me, it really seemed like a caramel green apple, but it had some features of a red apple to it as well. And then the palate kind of followed suit a little bit in that I thought it was somewhere between if you were at a county fair or something and you had a caramel apple and then you had one of those cowtail candies afterward, which is, like caramel around marshmallow kind of thing. Hopefully not everyone here is from the north or parts where these things don't exist, but that's where the notes were for me. I
kind of have one big note. I'm just like, this is sweet. It's sweet and it goes down easy. I don't have a lot of notes on this one. It's just an easy drinker. It's a good drinker.
But for the age, there's no off-putting notes then. It's not like you omitted them, or I assume you didn't.
No, and the nose, I mean, I almost get a little bit of coffee, and I actually didn't drink coffee today, which I just kind of get that, like, coffee grind.
Laughably, I had that, and I didn't write it down simply because I was like, that's a John note. No shit.
But I didn't drink coffee today.
I picked it up, and I'm like, no, we're not putting that down. We're above that, Zeke. You get the apples at all? Like caramel apple?
I do. I mean, it's sweet candy. Everything about it is just, if you mention any type of candy to me on this one, I'd be like, yeah, I get it.
And by the way, can you hand me one?
Yeah. I'm hungry. I'm not even going to go deep into this. I think for me, it just comes down to a simple thing. If this is more than $50, I'm a bar. If it's less than $50, I might be a buy.
I can get behind that. Maybe 55.
I'm just going to...
It is a cash strength offering, so I'll give it 2 points for that. I think John and I are both pretty surprised by this, especially seeing all the previous offerings were younger. And then, the dual cask finish kind of thing, trying to help add texture layers to it. This thing can stand and walk on its own. It doesn't need any help.
I'm with you.
I don't know what markets it's in. I assume it's coming to our market at least.
I think he said there was going to be some coming to Tennessee?
No, I mean, I don't think you'd have sent to us if it wasn't. But as far as other people out in the world, I'm not sure how far the filibuster reaches.
I think some is going to get to Tennessee. I'm not sure how much. I don't know where else this is going to be. I admittedly don't know enough about this than I should.
Well, it happens to the best of us.
Yeah.
I will say, at least since it's a single barrel offering, picks this in a couple of years. It's got my interest peaked.
You know what else has my interest peaked?
Bacon
And barrel.
and bourbon.
And people that find us on Instagram at Dad's Drinking Bourbon, Twitter at Bourbon Dads, Facebook at Dad's Drinking Bourbon. You can also find us on your favorite podcast app, Apple, Google Play, Stitcher, Podknife, iHeartRadio, Spotify, whatever it is. We are on it. Please leave us an open and honest review, just like we leave open and honest reviews about all the whiskey we drink. Zeke, where else can the folks find us?
Eating bacon real soon.
This Friday, 27th.
Oh, son.
Cheers.
You think your cholesterol's going to go up?
No.
Ciao.